Nike just spent millions on a Caitlin Clark campaign that features Travis Kelce, Jason Kelce, and Travis Scott, all jokingly doubting her range. But there's a hidden message in that From Anywhere commercial that reveals something massive about Clark's future. The 8-year, $28 million deal everyone thought they knew about. That was just the beginning. What's actually happening in 2026 is going to make every young girl and boy who dreams of playing basketball believe that they really can make it from anywhere, just like Caitlin did. And Caitlin's huge announcement after the ad dropped, well, it just broke the internet. Are you excited to see Caitlin back on the court? Let us know down in the comments below.
Hey, Caitlin! Can you make it from there?
Hey, Caitlin, how about from here? Come on, guys.
Yeah, she can't make it from there.
No chance.
Caitlin, from me to left?
You got it. I'm not even gonna ask.
Hey, Caitlin from here might be impressive. Am I right?
Whatever, Che.
From right here.
From there!
The boys wanna be her, the child wanna be her.
From anywhere.
You've seen the Nike commercial, but here's what most people missed about Clark's journey to this moment. That Iowa driveway wasn't just where Caitlin practiced. It was where she built the foundation that would eventually make Nike executives realize they weren't just signing a basketball player. They were signing a revolution. Let's talk about that driveway for a second. While other kids were inside playing video games, Caitlin was outside in the Iowa cold shooting basketballs until her hands went numb. Her dad remembers her begging him to tear up more grass and pour concrete, just so she could have a complete three-point line in their driveway. This wasn't a casual weekend project. This was a father recognizing his daughter's obsession and deciding to feed it.
When Clark was growing up in Iowa, already running circles around the boys, her dad took her to see a WNBA game in Minnesota. She returned home hell-bent on adding distance to her jump shot.
I'm begging my dad to tear up some grass and pour more concrete so I could have an entire three-point line in my driveway.
Did that really happen? You extended your range by dumping more concrete?
Yeah, because it was kind of slanted. Our driveway was slanted, so I only had a three-point line on one side of the driveway. So I told my dad he had to tear up all this grass, and he did.
Most coaches back then looked at Caitlin and saw everything she wasn't. Too small for a forward, too slow for elite guard play, not athletic enough for the highest level of basketball. The doubt followed her everywhere she went. But here's where it gets interesting. Every time someone told her she couldn't compete at the next level, Caitlin went back to that driveway and started shooting from even farther distances. Those early morning sessions turned into something coaches had never seen before. While her high school teammates were working on layups and free throws, Caitlin was draining shots from the parking lot during practice, not once or twice for show, consistently. Her teammates watched in amazement as she made shot after shot from distances that seemed impossible for someone her age and size. The first time college scouts saw her play, they couldn't believe their eyes. She was taking shots from areas of the court where most players wouldn't even attempt them. But she wasn't just taking wild shots. She was making them at a percentage that defied logic. Coaches started calling other coaches. Word spread about this kid from Iowa who could shoot from anywhere on the court. What made those driveway sessions special wasn't just the distance. Caitlin developed a mental approach that separated her from every other player. When other kids missed shots, they moved closer to the basket. When Caitlin missed, she stepped back farther. Every rejection from a coach became fuel. Every doubt from a scout became motivation to prove them wrong from an even more impossible distance. This mentality became her signature. The harder the shot, the more motivated she became to make it. Her high school coach started designing plays specifically around her range because defenders simply couldn't guard someone who could score from 35 feet away. The entire strategy of women's basketball had to evolve just to account for what Caitlin could do. By the time she reached Iowa, that driveway training had transformed into something legendary. She wasn't just shooting from the logo. She was making shots from the logo while defenders draped all over her. The same range that started as a kid trying to prove herself had become a weapon that changed how the game was played. Clip 4. Nike executives watched her college career and saw something different. They didn't see just another talented player with good shooting ability. They saw someone who had literally redefined what was possible on a basketball court. The From Anywhere campaign wasn't marketing speak. It was the literal truth of what Caitlin had been doing since she was a kid in Iowa. That little girl shooting alone in her driveway was unknowingly preparing for a moment that would change women's basketball forever. Every shot she made from an impossible distance was building towards something much bigger than personal success. She was creating a blueprint that would inspire an entire generation of young players to believe they could make it from anywhere, too. Nike saw something special that went beyond just basketball talent. They saw someone who had turned doubt into determination, criticism into confidence, and impossibility into inevitability. The foundation was set in that Iowa driveway, but the real payoff was still coming. Nike commercial features celebrities questioning Clark's range, but that's exactly what she's been hearing her entire career. When you watch Travis Scott, the Kelsey brothers, and Michael Che challenge her to make impossible shots, you're seeing the exact same doubt that followed Caitlin through every level of basketball. Nike didn't create this narrative. They just captured what Caitlin has been dealing with since high school. Let's talk about how this doubt played out in real life. Every time Caitlin moved up a level, the critics got louder. High school coaches said her style wouldn't work in college. College analysts said she couldn't sustain that range against Division I defenses. WNBA experts claimed professional defenders would shut down her deep shooting completely. The pattern never stopped. Here's where it gets interesting. Each level brought the same prediction. Wait until she faces better defense. Wait until the game speeds up. Wait until she plays against real athletes. But Caitlin kept proving them wrong with performances that seemed to defy basketball logic. Those Iowa games where she dropped 40 points while taking shots from the parking lot weren't accidents. They were direct responses to people who said it couldn't be done.
All right, so you made 233 out of 300. This is kind of your routine. Yeah. How do you feel about 233?
I think it's a good number. Threes were a little bit, I wouldn't say lower. I'll still take 63, but I want to be more so around 70 if I can. Yeah. 81 mid-range is really, really good. Usually around 75 there. And anytime I can get to around 90 out of 100 free throws, I like that number. I want to be above 90, but sometimes I'm not. But if I can be at 90, that's what I like to be at. So I'll take that number.
Michigan State game her senior year stands out. Commentators spent the entire first half talking about how the Spartans would force her into difficult shots. Caitlin responded by making 7 three-pointers, including 3 from beyond 35 feet. She wasn't just scoring. She was making a statement to every person who questioned whether her range was sustainable at the highest levels. Nike understood something crucial about Caitlin's psychology. The doubt wasn't her weakness. The doubt was her fuel. Every time someone said she couldn't make a shot from a certain distance, she went out and made it look easy. The commercial structure mirrors this perfectly. Each celebrity questions her ability, and she responds by drilling shots that seem impossible. But the genius of Nike's strategy goes deeper. They realize that Caitlin doesn't just handle criticism. She actively seeks out the hardest shots to prove points. When defenders gave her space at the three-point line, she started shooting from the logo. When they pressed her at the logo, she started shooting from half court. Every adjustment by opponents became motivation for Caitlin to push her range even further.
Hey, Caitlin, you're a pretty good basketball player, but you make it from here.
Jason, show them how you make it rain from downtown.
Can you hit it from here, Caitlin? Gotta make your free throws.
So right here.
Yep. Hold on. Bet you can't do that, Caitlin.
Anyone else?
This mentality carried directly into her WNBA rookie season. The criticism was louder than ever. Veteran players questioned whether her college success would translate. Media members predicted she'd struggle against professional defenses. Some fans doubted whether the hype was real. Caitlin's response was to generate $36 million in economic impact for Indianapolis while breaking 62 records along the way. She accounted for nearly 27% of the league's total economic impact for the entire 2024 season. The numbers tell the story. When Caitlin played, viewership spiked. When she was injured, ratings dropped. The league discovered that having someone who could make shots from anywhere wasn't just entertaining. It was economically transformative. Her ability to turn impossible shots into inevitable results created a new model for what women's basketball could become. Nike's commercial captures this transformation perfectly. By featuring doubt as the central theme, they're positioning Caitlin's superpower as her ability to turn skeptics into believers. Every time someone questions her range, she responds by expanding what's possible on a basketball court. The celebrities in the ad aren't just challenging her to make shots. They're representing every person who ever said she couldn't do something. This resilience became the foundation for something much bigger than individual success. Nike didn't sign a basketball player who makes long shots. They signed someone who turns impossible into inevitable, criticism into confidence, and doubt into determination. Her mindset extends far beyond personal achievements and points toward a future where young players see new possibilities for what they can accomplish. Here's the massive announcement everyone's been waiting for. Caitlin Clark's signature Nike shoe drops in spring 2026. But this isn't just another athlete endorsement deal. This is something completely different from what we've seen in women's basketball before. The timing for 2026 makes perfect sense when you think about it. Caitlin will be fully healthy and back to dominating the WNBA. The league continues growing every single season. Women's basketball viewership keeps breaking records. Nike CEO Elliott Hill made it clear they want to make sure everything from her logo to the product is exactly the way she wants it before launch. They're not rushing this release. They're building something special.
Finally going all in on Caitlin Clark, and it happens with a Christmas Day commercial drop. Really a fantastic ad all around, and speaks to the appeal of Clark, and speaks to, I think, the efforts that are going to be put into her from a marketing standpoint, not to mention the importance of 2026, the season for her and the season for the WNBA, when you dial yourself back a second or pull yourself back from the immediacy of the ad and realize, the importance of that season taking place.
Most signature shoes follow the same playbook. Sign a star athlete. Create flashy marketing. Focus on individual brand building. Make as much money as possible. Caitlin's approach challenges that entire model. She's using this platform to expand opportunities for girls' basketball globally. Her commitment goes way beyond personal profit. Let's talk about what she's already doing with Nike behind the scenes. They're working together to ensure the shoe represents accessibility, not just elite performance. Caitlin has been crystal clear about her goals. She wants more and more opportunities for young girls in the sport. She believes her visibility can inspire them to believe that they could be really good at it. The shoe becomes a tool for that inspiration rather than just another product. Her plans for the launch connect directly with grassroots basketball programs. The signature line will support international expansion efforts. China specifically got mentioned as a country she anticipates visiting soon to inspire young athletes. The From Anywhere campaign already references this global impact. Nike designed the entire strategy around reaching fans worldwide.
Choice is great to me. It's a song by Peaches called Boys Want to Be Her. And, that sums up everything about Caitlin Clark in there. The lyrics are, I had to mute it a little bit so I don't get hit with the copyright. But girls want to be her, boys want to be her. And that's kind of the emphasis of what I've gotten to a lot in the midst of these discussions is that appeal that goes broad, and the guys that came over to watch Caitlin Clark play in the WNBA, to follow the Indiana Fever, NBA fans, men's college basketball fans, sports fans in general. There was something about her game, the magnetic nature of her play.
Here's where it gets interesting. Traditional athlete endorsements focus on making the individual athlete as much money as possible. Caitlin's approach prioritizes community impact over personal gain. She's positioning the shoe as a symbol of accessibility and community engagement. The goal is to pull the entire sport up with her rather than just build her own brand. You can see this philosophy in how she treats her teammates already. Aaliyah Boston, Lexi Hull, Kelsey Mitchell. Caitlin constantly highlights their contributions and elevates their profiles. She uses her massive platform to bring attention to players who deserve more recognition. The signature shoe launch will follow this same pattern of lifting others while she rises. Industry insiders like Nick DePaula predict the shoe could generate 9-figure revenue for Nike. They believe it could become a top 5 signature franchise across all basketball. But Caitlin sees those numbers as opportunity for impact rather than just profit. The bigger the revenue, the more resources available for growing girls basketball internationally.
Signature shoe also on the way. That was part of this deal as well. Nick DePaula, who's an expert on all that, wrote this on X as well. Caitlin Clark's anticipated Nike signature shoe is expected to launch in spring 2026. And there's a quote from Caitlin. Nike's signature roster features all-time greats, and I am incredibly proud to join some of the best athletes in the world. I'm excited to share a first look at what we've created together.
Nike already launched her signature apparel collection with hoodies and sweatpants featuring her CC logo. The items come in both adult and children's sizes. You can find them on Nike's website and at sports retailers across the country. The From Anywhere commercial prominently featured this year as a preview for what's coming in 2026. The vision extends far beyond just selling shoes. Caitlin wants young girls around the world to see her signature line and believe they can achieve their basketball dreams. She's using her influence to create pathways that didn't exist before. When kids put on her shoes, they're not just wearing athletic gear. They're connecting to a movement that says you can make it from anywhere. The economics of women's basketball are about to shift dramatically. Caitlin accounted for nearly 27% of the WNBA's total economic impact in 2024 while playing just 13 games due to injury. Her signature shoe launch will multiply that economic power and direct it toward growing the sport globally.
The logo shots from anywhere and stuff like that. But the speed she plays with, the way she passes, that energy, that vibe, that was able to bring a bunch of dudes into the women's game. And then obviously she could inspire young girls to want to grow up and be her as well. But it's been a long time coming for this big Nike rollout. And this has been, I mean, it's like going to be talked about today as kind of the moment of the day, maybe in the sports world.
The 2026 launch represents Caitlin reaching the top of her sport and using that position to create opportunities for the next generation. Young players will see new possibilities for what they can accomplish in women's basketball. Clark's journey from that Iowa driveway to a signature Nike shoe proves that from anywhere isn't just a slogan. It's a promise to every young player watching. That kid shooting alone in the cold created a blueprint for turning doubt into determination. Her story shows that you really can make it from anywhere if you're willing to keep shooting when everyone says you can't. The 2026 season won't just mark Clark's return to full strength. It will launch a new era where women's basketball players can build the same kind of global brands we've only seen in men's sports. Are you excited for Caitlin's signature shoe? Let us know down in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next.
One of them ones that's going to set the market on fire and really help Nike's stock, I believe. And whatever the reason for the delay, some of it could just be the production and how long it takes to put all these things together, put a plan like this in place, put a rollout in place. But it's coming. And I think what it really means is, number one, Nike is going all in on Caitlin Clark after a while, after a little bit of a dormant period. Number two, 2026 is going to be just absolutely massive for her from a marketing standpoint because of that injury. And, because there's going to be such a thirst and hunger to see her play.